Some of you may have seen on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, all these trends about 10x. 10x this, 10x that, 10x your health, 10x your sales, and it's all well and good, but there's an actual principle behind the 10x concept that I want to share with you. And this comes from Dr. Benjamin Hardy. So look him up. He's a great mind. He's got a great mind. He's very smart, very intelligent. And he kind of distilled this 10x idea down into an easy to understand concept. Okay, so basically, when you're trying to 10x, I like to look at it from the goals perspective. Okay, so think about your goals that you have in life. And ideally, you're going to have weekly goals, monthly goals, quarterly goals, and yearly goals, right? And even out to 5-year, 10-year, 20-year goals. Well, when you are talking about 10xing, you are taking those goals and collapsing the time frames. What does that mean? So let's say you have a 1-year goal to add another real estate property to your portfolio, or you have a 1-year goal of dropping 30 pounds, or you have a 1-year goal of buying a new car. These are all goals that we have in life and at different points in time. And the timeline allows us a lot of flexibility. So in other words, let's take the real estate property for instance. No, let's take the 30 pounds for instance, okay? We use the 30 pounds. I want to lose 30 pounds in 6 months. All right? So in order to lose 30 pounds in 6 months, you might divide that by the months or by the weeks that you have left. You might decide that, for the next 6 months, every month I'm going to take away one bad thing out of my diet, and I'm going to add one exercise to my program or whatever. And so that by the end of 6 months, you've lost 30 pounds, right? Well, the idea of 10x is collapsing the time frame down to a matter of weeks or days and saying, I want to lose 30 pounds in the next 3 weeks. Okay? I'm not saying that you should do that, but I'm saying that that's the concept. Same with the car. Okay, I want to get a new car by the end of the year. Okay, so we're in July. I've got roughly 5 months left. And in the next 5 months, I want to save up enough money to buy a car for cash, for instance. Okay, well, 10x, that goal is saying, I want to buy that car in the next month. What do I have to do to save up enough money to buy a new car in the next month? So what that does when you 10x your plans, your thought process, your goals, your life, you are basically saying, I want this so much that I'm willing to do what it takes to have it now, within a very short period of time rather than a long extended period of time. And what that allows your mind to do, first is to wrap itself around the idea, because 10x is a concept that your mind is not able to comprehend. You're not able to wrap your mind around it because it's basically an impossibility, right? However, the more you think about it, the more you make it an actual goal, the more you start to see that there's really only 1 or 2 or 3 things that you can actually do to make that possible. So that's why the concept says that 10x is easier than 2x. because 2x is that 6-month goal. You know, it's this linear, I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do that. But 10x is like, I'm here, but I'm going here in the next month, okay? But when you do that jump, it only allows for a few options for you to even make that possible. There's only a couple things that you can do to make that possible. And that's why it makes it easier for you to actually see what it is you have to do in order to accomplish that goal or that thing in your life. And so it really streamlines your life and lets you focus and zoom in on the things that are important in order for you to achieve what you really want out of life. And so I encourage you in your health goals, in your life goals, in your financial goals, in your spiritual goals, to look at them and try the 10x concept, taking your goals and 10xing them in such a way that you have only a couple solutions available to achieve them, and see just how incredible your mind is at adapting to that and how quickly you actually are able to achieve that. So give it a shot.